Hello, it's Nancy. I'm here in my craft room, and today I'm making a couple of cards that I'm calling You Are Sweet. Here's a couple of samples of the cards. I'm going to do some simple coloring and a little embossing, but overall the card's pretty simple. So I'm using the Simon Says stamp Hello Beautiful for the sentiment. I've got some score tape. I'm going to be using some platinum embossing powder, so I'm going to use my powder bag and my Versamark ink and the heat tool to set that. Now I've got a colored piece of paper that's colored on both sides, and I've cut it to 4¼ inches by 4¼ inches, and I'm turning it on the 3-inch diagonal, and then I'm going to score it at the 1 inch and at the 1½ inch mark, and I'm going to do this on all four sides. Now I'm going to take the piece of cardstock, and where I've scored it, I'm going to fold it back on each of the four sides. Then I'm going to adhere it down, and I'm going to use score tape. You could use any kind of adhesive that you like, but I find that the score tape holds the best. It is sometimes a little difficult to pull that little thin piece of tape off, but it really does adhere well. Then I'm also going to take some little adhesive squares and raise up each of those side panels so I have a little extra dimension and you can see these.
So I'm going to do some
hard
simple
panels when it sets
Copic
on top of the
coloring,
card
and I've
when it's all
stamped out an
finished.
Easter basket, and I'm trying to match the colors of the Easter basket and the eggs with the cardstock that I'm using on the card. So for the pink card, I've used some shades of yellow, red, and pink, and I'm going to list all of the colors that I used down in the blog post. I'm speeding this up so that you don't have to watch me color all of this. It's all colored, and I've cut it out, and I've raised the basket up with some dimensional tabs to give it a little more interest. And now I'm going to move on to the base of my cardstock. And what I've got is a piece of pink cardstock, and I'm cutting it to 4¼ by 5½. And then I'm going to put it into an embossing folder, and I'm using an embossing folder that has dots on it. And I want to put my sentiment down at the bottom, so I'm only going to put the cardstock about 3/4 of the way into the embossing folder. Then I'm going to run it through my Big Shot, and then I'm going to emboss the sentiment down at the bottom of the piece of cardstock. So I've got my little powder bag out, and I'm stamping it with the Versamark ink, and I'm going to use the platinum embossing powder, which is my absolute favorite. It always turns out so nicely and you can see it so well, so I tend to use that all the time. I'm going to heat set it with my heat gun, and then I'm ready to adhere the card down, so I'm just using a little tape runner, and I'm going to adhere the pink cardstock down to my white cardstock that's going to make the card. And then I'm going to adhere the little box of colored cardstock down with some more score tape and center that sort of in the middle of the card. And that will complete my card. This really was a fun, easy card. It didn't require a lot of effort and or skill, and it used a little bit of all of my supplies that I had. And I decided there at the end that I needed a little bit more of a little something else to brighten it up, so I put a piece of tape there under the bottom of the card. So I thought they were really cute and pretty simple to make. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching.